River in the hills of Kentucky. Just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag. But you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Here as he's taken down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
2nd and 5. That's complete, right around the 8. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. He may try and run for this. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. He can, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Check. You ready? Check. 55 to Mike. And let's get this.
Now the leading rusher for the Pats last year is a rookie, Sony Michel. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Breeze. And this is caught. First catch by Brandon Marshall. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to your...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
32-yard line.
Ready? 5-8, 5-8. 54 Mike. To right.
On play action, it's Breeze. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Clay Matthews brings the heat and gets the sack. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 49-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll try the left side. Peyton. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. It's caught outright by Graham. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he finds Jimmy Graham. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Breeze now, and that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
He'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. And got his man complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Adam Thielen. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Breeze now on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Breeze now, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. To throw, it's Breeze. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And that'll be incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
To throw is Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds of man right there. Here's Johnny Hecker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's Jackson to return. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. They're in the second quarter at Heinz Field. And the Steelers there out to an early lead. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Give him 6 on the play, and it's a second down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Breeze. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Working from the gun. It's Breeze. Over the middle, complete. It's Barry. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Breeze now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. That's out to his running back, Michel. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Defense wins championships, baby. 5-1. Mark 55. Mark 55. It's our time. Hey, wahoo!
Now Breeze again. And he comes back with one complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It's a gain of 20. As we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Sony Michel. As the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary playing them.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. K1 Short picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's 2nd down.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. So we have come to halftime and what's already a 2-touchdown game. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Eluding the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
At the 46-yard line.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56. Check, check, check.
To throw again on second down. Breeze. And he's got the open man. It's Marshall on the comebacker. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
On play action. Now Breeze. He's going to fire one deep. Middle of the... And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. In for the score. As his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The extra point up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've seen their 21-0 advantage cut to just 7, so time to go back to work here. 1st and 10. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Now the ball comes loose, and the Bengals grab it.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Watch 54, watch 54. Come on, boy. 12, 12, 12. You better be ready. Don't be slacking.
They'll try to get this offense going with Michelle. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Hey, kill.
Breeze now to throw. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Kill. Check. You draw Corker. Hey, kill.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Throwing on first down is Breeze. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dexter Lawrence in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Breeze to throw. And he's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A 15-yard touchdown grab, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 21. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. A first throw for the backup Jackson. And left side here, it's Graham. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
First down, Peyton. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's second down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Throw left side on target to Thielen. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Throw left side complete. That's Graham. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
I think we can make this one pretty simple. That was a rookie mistake made by the rookie quarterback, trying to force a pass without really using proper mechanics.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right?
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Terrell Suggs. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Come on, baby. I'm coming, baby. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
They'll run on first down. Peyton, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And a short return to the 6-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Breeze. throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Sony Michel. Third down here.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And it's complete. Hooper. 21 yards there on 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
5-9.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 11 yards there. First down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Breeze. This complete to the tight end play. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 10 more there and another first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the shovel pass to the running back goes for no yardage, but they used to call that the Utah pass, made famous by Coach Cactus Jack Curtis and his quarterback, Lee Grosscup.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the folks on hand here growing a little restless with their kicking game. That's now 2 misses so far.
And in a tight game, 4th quarter, the fans aren't the only ones getting restless, Brandon. There were a few looks of disbelief on that sideline as well.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Peyton, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, Peyton. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Niners on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Geis. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now Breeze. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They'll look to throw. Funches with a catch over the middle. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Breeze. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And that touchdown means a decision has to be made. Do they kick the PAT and tie it up, or do they go for 2 and try and win it right now?
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Short kick. One of the up mid will take it now. And they're able to return this one all the way up to the 45.
Let's go.
At their own 45-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Tie game, probably time for one final play here. What do you do in this spot?
Now you're thinking about Hail Mary. You've got to find...
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. So a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. First throw of overtime for Breeze. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The veteran Brandon Marshall, the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Hey, let's get there. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Here we go, here we go. Pick your game up.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field and Before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game. And, boy, they did it well.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Hey, watch that, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. And watch that.
Breeze to throw for it on 4. And Marshall's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready? Yellow waiting, yellow waiting. Right there. Watch the slant, watch the slant.
Now a play fake. Breeze. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
General West. Under 10, under 10, 10. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. 54. Check, check. Watch 54, watch 54.
Breeze now on 1st down. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Defensively now, the ultimate challenge. Of course, the ball gets in the end zone. This thing's over.
And I remember my coaches always talked about in goal line situations, and now you're in overtime where they have to keep them to 3 points. Otherwise, this thing is done. Win your individual battle within the framework of the team defense. Beat that guy across from you and make a play. I expect them to attack on defense and not sit back.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Marshall, the intended receiver. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure of the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
They start on the ground with Geis. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. The drop to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. Now a 1st down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A loss of 2. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack by Terrell Suggs.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for Cincinnati, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.